Hi, you guys. Say hello when you hop on. I'm in a new spot today, so I'm excited. We just welcomed like 9 new women. So say hello when you hop on. I'll go ahead and pull up the chat too to see if I can connect with you guys, make sure everyone can hear me, and then we will dive right on. So say hello when you hop on. Perfect. I see someone's on. So make sure everyone can hear me, and then we will dive right on. And then I will post the replay. Hi, Courtney. Okay, so perfect. Can you hear me okay? I'm going to hit record so I can cut out the awkwardness at the beginning. Okay, I am so excited about today, you guys. I haven't even got to tell anyone publicly yet, but I am in my new private office. I have been office sharing for 1.5 years and commuting for 2 hours a day to build community and be in network. And I will still have the office space there through the end of February, but guys, this is my new little office space. So I'll be showing you all the new details. I'm decorating, I'm kind of in that phase, and I'm doing it because I want to practice what I preach, and that is to master my time. I want to get back some more time in my life. Hey, Megan. Hi, Ashley. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit record because I have quite a few of you guys, and then I will dive right in. Okay, and I want to encourage you guys from the very beginning for this training, it's to make sure that you are asking the questions, you're engaging. Even if I can't get back to you right this second, I would love to go back and address any questions that you guys have. And hey, Cassie. Okay, all right, here we go. So I made some notes so that I don't lose track, but this topic was one that I had asked, do you guys want this or that? And it was so funny because I literally had like 40 votes for this training and like none for the other. So I was like, all right, you guys, you are my people, because that means that you want to accelerate in 2023. So this is about unlocking multiple streams of revenue, both passive or just a multiple stream of revenue within maybe your existing business or through a new avenue. And because that is quite broad, I want you to ask questions that come up as it relates with your business. I want to chat strategy, like, Danielle, I've been having this idea, drop it below. And let's talk about it. Even if that means we hop off of the chat and we just chat one-on-one, I want to explore like what has been brewing inside of you for 2023. So the first and the reason that I'm going to dive into this little bit of personal story, which I normally don't do on our short trainings, is because this is something I am extremely passionate about. For those who don't know my background, I literally just welcome like 8 new members that don't know anything about me. I actually started as an entrepreneur in the event industry. So one of the 3 companies that I currently own is a wedding and event planning company. I take very, very few events. Most of the ones that I take these days are because people were like, well, you did my daughter's wedding, or a friend of mine, or something that just really felt like a hell yes. Now, picture this business, launched it in 2016, 2020 hits. Okay. Working 22 events a year. I had left my full-time job. I was about 1.5 years into full-time entrepreneurship. I had worked for 2 years building a business while working full-time. And guys, like, everything came to a screeching halt, right? Everything stopped. And my only source of income was through events. So as you guys can imagine, I was panicking. Oh, mind you, I did have a little bit of a side hustle that was not income generating, but it was called Throck Shop. I've mentioned possibly launching it again. It was just to kind of build community. Guys, shipping was a disaster. Like, everything stopped. So as you guys can imagine, I was freaking out. My instinct was kind of first panic, like you guys could imagine. And then it was like, okay, I got to switch hats and I've got to figure this out because everything is depending on income at this point. Now, all of a sudden I'm homeschooling. Can you guys relate to this at all? Like, did you have a 2020, like, oh my gosh, moment that shifted anything for you? And so I went into like fight or flight. Like, I've got to figure this out. So I literally went, I had kind of done some research, and this is something I want you guys to be thinking about, is what am I good at? Like, what is it that people are asking you for? And that's a really great place to start. And we'll dive deeper to that after I get through the story. And so I started looking, I'm like, okay, well, I'm always like working out and talking about foundational things. And I have my Ladies Conquering Goals group, but like I wasn't doing anything as far as mentorship. I wasn't doing anything as leadership in that aspect. I just literally had Ladies Conquering Goals where we hung out, we worked out together, we talked about our goals, right? But it wasn't anything that was income generating. And I was like, you know what? Like, I've been really focusing on fitness. I know everyone's really aware of wellness. And so guess what I did? I took my 11-year side hobby in Arbonne and I went all in, guys. I went all in. I did 30-day resets. People can knock or shock, whatever you want on network marketing. But I literally paid my bills during COVID. In addition to that, I actually took on a few of my first one-on-one clients for accountability coaching. And that is where the birth of coaching and mentoring aspect of my business came in. Now, the idea of doing this training is so that you guys are not like, okay, like, cool story, probably isn't ever going to happen again. The thing is I want you guys to be thinking about it, not from this worst case, fight or flight, freak out mode that I had, but how we can create this now for positive, but also for if anything ever does happen again, right? Like, you've been hearing about this R word. Okay. I'm not even going to say it. Some of us are obviously already feeling the effects, but we've been hearing about that. And that just brings a lot of fear. And I'm just not someone that wants to go into that fear part of it. I want to go into the, what can I do to be strategic? Because I'm a strategist, to make moves and impact and income and better serve and fill the gaps where people are missing. And so I really want you guys to be thinking about that. Now, I know we have Courtney who hopped on the training. She has a couple passive income items. She has a mastermind book, which is actually right here in my bag. I shared it in our group. She just launched a new journal. She has some side hustle kind of passive income products that she's just released. Mackenzie, same thing. She's got a couple streams of revenue coming in within her business. She's a client of mine, so I know she's got product-based or opportunities to sell directly to her wedding clients, bridesmaids, etc. But then she also has a wholesale side of her business. So anyways, I'm not going to get lost in kind of looking at all of you guys because I could talk about all of your businesses. But the idea is I wanted you guys to know why I'm passionate about this topic. And it's because I don't ever want to be in that position again. And I'm very, very set in 2023 to continue to create more passive income as well as multiple streams of revenue in 2023. Currently, I have an event planning company. I have Reach Retreat. I have my coaching, and then I have many offers within that. So passive income is something that I am trying to focus on in 2023. So if you want to put in the chat, hey, I'm really looking to add multiple streams of revenue. I'm trying to create passive income in my existing business. Like, give me some ideas of where you guys are at. So what does it mean to have multiple streams of revenue? Well, I gave you an example. Obviously, multiple avenues of which money is flowing to you. You do not have to think about it in a way of like just being an entrepreneur. Guys, real estate is a really great way to be thinking about that. Now, it's not immediate. And right now I know real estate can be hit or miss, but what I'm trying to stress to you guys is that is definitely something to be thinking about long-term. Also, investments. Guys, Chris Marazzi is my financial advisor. She's in this group. She's in the blog that I shared. There are a lot of things to really be looking at as ways to be strategic, not just only for the short term, but even for the long term. So the benefits, I made some notes, so I might look away for a minute, but benefits is that I really want you guys to think that having multiple streams of revenue and or passive revenue is going to allow you to have less hardship. I have started to see this beautiful ebb and flow where when I have like parts of my business that are a little bit slower, I see an influx coming in from the other. And it has allowed me to be a lot more stable. It allowed me to be a solo entrepreneur where I work here full-time. This is not a side hobby for going on 4 years now. And that is because I really believe I focused on diversifying my income. It allows you to have more time. Now, not at first, sometimes with the multiple streams of revenue, because sometimes it takes a while to onboard something. But if you're looking at the passive side, guys, when you're on vacation, like for instance, Courtney, if she's like, I know I have a vacation coming up, we're going into a new quarter, people are going to be launching masterminds, I'm going to put out my product. going to do a short automated evergreen launch, and I'm going to sell this while I'm gone on vacation and make money. So that allows her to gain back time while she's also generating revenue. Also, it allows you to save more and invest more. That is the long-term vision. If you have multiple streams of revenue, you have passive income, which is allowing you to have more time. That excess money, if you're being strategic, you're chatting with an investor, you're being smart about what you do with this money, it can create long-term benefits for you. You can eventually invest in real estate or take that trip or actually have a retirement. Or like for me, getting in control of my money, getting debt-free, meeting with a financial advisor, doing those things in my business allowed me to ditch that 2-year transition of working full-time while building a business and finally go full-time. So some of you guys are just side hustlers here, and your bigger vision is to really go all in, and it takes being strategic. Hi, Shelly. Okay, so that's the benefits, guys. More time, being able to have a little bit less stress and hardship with cash flow, and then also it allows you to save and invest more. So those are 3 really big points that I wanted to point out. Okay, statistics, because you guys know that's my jam. So on average, guys, most people have 3 streams of revenue. I wonder how many of you guys have below. So if you're on here still live, I see there's about 7 of you guys, drop below and say, I have this many streams of revenue. I think it would be neat to see. So for me, I think I have about 3, if you consider it by businesses, right? But then offers, we could go wider than that. So then on average, 10 to 15 hours a week, people are spending on side hustles. And so that's pretty, it's like, and this is really a common thing, guys. People are cultivating more of this in their life. I shared with you guys about my Arbonne journey. It doesn't have to be the right fit for you guys, but it's still this day. I generate income every single week from it. Next is 30% receive financial freedom for multiple streams of revenue. So most of the people who say I'm living a financially free life are benefiting by having multiple streams of revenue. Courtney has 3. You only have 1 personally, but yeah, but you just launched your business. So, and girl, I saw after your VIP day, you were about to blow up. Crystal says 2 or 3. That's harder to put into numbers than I thought. Yes, but it's also, Crystal, I think what's really cool is you're on my list to hit at the end on execute, because we're talking about agencies. So gosh, this stuff is like so sexy to me. I can't help it. Okay, next is strategy. So we talked about statistics. Now we're talking about strategy. This is going to go back to the question that I asked you at the beginning. If you want to share it in the group, like if something like clicks or pops up, just drop it below. But it is, what are people asking you for? Or what do you know that you're really good at? If I look back at the history, the first retreat, you guys, I didn't speak at my own retreat. I hired speakers because I didn't think anybody wanted to hear from me or that I had anything to bring to them. Okay. But then I got back the feedback and they're like, we thought we were going to hear you speak. And I'm like, okay. So I stepped out of my fear and I went for it. What are people asking from you? Then the next thing was, well, I really want to know how you do this. Like, how do you run your business? How do you do this with your time? So then I started doing the mentoring during COVID. And now look, I get to do this literally with women from all over the world. And it's incredible. So pay attention to what people are asking from you. That's the best way. If anything, have a journaling session with you. What are you really good at that if you could make money at? People buy things, guys. People buy things like courses on how to create freezer meals. Okay. And have made, this is a low cost course, short modules, and have made bank. I've listened to podcasts of like these $9.99 offers, like $9.99 that have blown up so big. They have $1 million launches. So I don't want you to overcomplicate it. Passive income and multiple streams of revenue does not have to mean that you create an entire business plan and launch it out into the world. I have want that passive one. Yes, we do, because that is really where the magic happens. And so that's a huge thing. Like even in my mastermind that starts next week, we're focusing a big part of that is creating passive income. Okay, next is execute a plan and roadmap. So we've hit on the benefits, the statistics, strategy, now execute. This is the part that people miss. And this is where I love being able to help, is we know that we can create a plan all day long. Okay. We can create a roadmap, right? There are certain strategic ways to do roadmaps. That's why I do VIP days. But the difference is the execution. You can look at a plan all day long, but if you don't know how to execute it, you don't have the accountability, the support, and the desire to do it, then it's just going to be a sitting plan, right? I want to do a how-to guide for my business. Yes. Yes. And girl, you could do something acquiring a business, because I know what you acquired and how you're building that. And it's so impressive. So you could totally create a course. And that's the other thing, guys, is you do so much on the day-to-day that you dismiss that is valuable. I remember being like, well, why do you want to learn how I do time? Like, everybody probably has their own way of doing time. Like, what's fancy about mine? But then I realized people really want to know. So we just complicate it. Okay. The next part was execute. And this is where I talked about bringing Crystal kind of back in, is I wrote out some ideas. So Courtney is in real estate. So I put real estate, but also purchasing real estate, investing in real estate, looking at what that is shaped like. Brittany Settle is also my CPA. She's someone that spoke at a past retreat, and she's also an LCG member. And if you guys go follow her on Instagram, she is running an entire side business through real estate. And she talks about the tax benefits. She talks about how her and her husband are managing this, and they're both entrepreneurs, and the tax perks of having real estate. So that's something you guys should definitely go check out, is follow Brittany. If you want to look at investments. Also, if you want a financial plan, okay, you need to connect with Crystal Marazzi in our group. She's an Oklahoma financial advisor. She is many of our financial advisors in this group. And she is incredible, guys. She sat down and looked at our finances. She looked at our retirement goal, all of that complimentary, mind you, and set us up with a game plan on how we really could get to where we're headed. Okay. So that's the roadmap, but it's up to you to execute it, right? Online businesses are never easier, guys. We have Megan Henderson who hopped on too. You guys are like killing. I can just keep throwing your names out. Megan Henderson creates websites. She's incredible, and she's really great with startups. So if you're like, man, I don't even know what it would look like to start an online business or to sell a course, guys, that's what this group is for. This group is for you guys to ask questions and to connect and to grow. But also, if you really do need extra help, there are plenty of women in these groups that if you were like, I'm looking to start investing in real estate, I guarantee you, Courtney would reply and say, girl, let's chat. So utilize the resources that you have here at your fingertips. But online businesses are a great way, whether you do drop shipping like Mackenzie, having a drop shipping option, or an option where you aren't holding a lot of inventory. Like when I saw her business model, as a girl, props, right? There's a lot of opportunity there with lower risk that you can generate revenue. Again, like I said, I was an Arbonne girl. I'm always an Arbonne girl for 12 years, and I'm ashamed of it. And I will share it with anybody that will listen. So that's something to think about, is I'm not ashamed of that. It literally pulled my family out of a dark place during COVID. And so if you want to do a side hustle, I know Mom Joan does Spark, or Advocare, and has the little Spark drink she always shares about. And she makes great revenue from that. And she's unapologetic about it, and she serves her clients. So if you're in network marketing and something's working for you, share it. Another idea is courses. That's something that Cassie brought up. And I actually have a goal to do a mini course as well this year. So it's a great resource if you need help with how to do that. There's a lot of resources, guys. Ask the questions. Ashley St. Clair in our group is going to record my footage to create my mini course. So if you're looking for someone to help you put together nice video content, reach out to your girl. But you can literally do it like this. Guys, courses don't have to be these super fancy, high resolution, amazing things. Like, it can literally be a YouTube playlist that is locked up until someone purchases it. So we complicate the way that we can drive in additional revenue. Okay. Next, digital products. Guys, I said at a conference in August. Yeah, it was August. And I was blown away. Will you guys remind me, someone tagged me in the chat to tag this girl that spoke on digital products. She is, I say girl, she's like best friends with Jenna Kutcher. And if you guys don't know who Jenna Kutcher is, go connect with her too. Anyways, I heard her speak on stage, and we've been chatting back and forth in DMs about different digital products. And that's something Courtney has, is a digital product. Well, you have a physical product that you're selling online. Digital product would be something like Ashley St. Clair just rolled out an astrology guide, I think yesterday. And if she catches this replay, she needs to tag it, and you guys all need to buy it, because one, she's an LCG girl, but secondly, because it's about structuring your launches and your marketing plan around our moon cycles and astrology, and this is a game changer. So anyways, she has a digital product. She created it one time and it will live on forever. She can launch it and resell it. And it's really, guys, it's a little bit of front end work and a couple little launches of which you also can automate. Guys, it can generate a lot of revenue. It really can. And anything is better than nothing. So if one of your goals this year is to take your family on a trip, set that financial goal and think like, what way could I make this happen? When I went through my debt-free journey, guys, I was all about additional revenue. I would take any job. I would do any side hustle. Preston was doing the same thing. He'd come to work and he would leave home, come home from work and he would leave and do a second job and a third job. Sometimes it does require that for a short amount of time. I'm all about you guys having boundaries, but I'm saying there are a little bit of front end to work sometimes, but it definitely pays off in the long run. Okay. Next is agency. So I am not an expert on this. Okay. I know someone who has an agency in the group. I already called her out, but that is such a smart way to generate additional revenue. I'm not going to say that it's passive by any means because she has to hire and she has to oversee and she has to create SOPs. But over time, she is not having to physically trade her time in order to still provide an excellent service. So looking at creating an agency, that's something I am creating strategic partners within my company. The referral program trainings, guys, the referral program trainings that I already did in the group that are linked at the top of the Facebook page, go watch those. Referral programs is game changing. It's a great way to create additional revenue and still really serve your audience. So those all come together really, really great. That's a lot. I threw a lot of information out at you, but I want to make sure I don't skip anything. So let me double check my notes here. Ask questions, guys, like what is brewing? How to get started is really going to come with the clarity. I shared about that this week too, is, clarity is what gives you energy and oftentimes can make or break whether you take action. So if you're needing some clarity, ask questions, guys. Book a free strategy call with me. They're 20 minutes. Free 20-minute strategy calls, and we'll chat and see kind of what you've got brewing, what your goals are, if I can help you. If I can't help you, maybe someone else I know, because this group's full of incredible women can help you. Okay, I talked about the benefits, tips to master your money. So really the tips, guys, on mastering your money when it comes to multiple streams of revenue is to create it. That's it. When you're creating it, I want you to be strategic and thinking, is it worth the time? Knowing your profit margins. Okay. There's a lot that goes into this. I think I need to stop second guessing what I've created and find new ways to promote it and sell it. Exactly, guys. That's the other thing. Okay. That you opened up such a good thing, Crystal. So oftentimes too, guys, you've already created it. Like you already have so much, which Crystal has also a product shop on her website, which you guys need to go check out too, that is full of really great tools for entrepreneurs. But those are like digital products that she's created as a stream of revenue. But we overthink and complicate, and you've already created something. You probably have a system that you're using within your own business. I'm actually going to share this because I know Ashley doesn't care. We chatted yesterday about this, so I could kind of do a pre-training. And I said, or it was Monday, not yesterday. And she was like, hey, I like pre-schedule out all this content for my Facebook groups. Guys, I literally post in our group in real time. I need to be a little bit better. I'm just one of those, like, I manage all of my own social medias, that kind of thing. But she was like, oh yeah, I have all this content, all this engaging content I've already created. I'm like, you could totally sell that. Like, here is a whole year of prompts and marketing for your Facebook group. Do you know how many people would buy that? Crystal also runs a Facebook group. Okay. And she has an awesome Facebook group, but it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of intentionality, and not a lot of people always engage. I see a lot of people see it, but wouldn't it be so cool to be like, I have a whole year of content and then other things that I get to post her in real time. She could literally package that and sell that. Megan said, I struggle with this so much too as a creative. Yeah. We second guess it. You guys can also make it a little tweak here and there to make it relevant to quarterly launches. Mastering your time workshop that I do can be relevant any time of the year, but there's certain times of the year that it's really, really hot. And so thinking about that too is what type of products and when we're launching is part of that strategy that comes into play. Yes, you should. Crystal, you and Megan need to connect. That would be amazing. Okay, I think I hit on everything, guys. But the best practices of income, a passive income and ideas are really endless, guys. There are the courses, the real estate, the online businesses, the product shops, the template shops. Like Megan talked about selling Canva templates. Like she's literally created tons of Canva templates. You know how much time you spend as an entrepreneur in Canva? That is something I would pay for. Hard to think of what I could even offer for something digital or pre. Okay, so Anna, let's talk about that. Hey, and we can explore it in Costa Rica together in like 17 days. I'm so excited. But let's talk about it for real. There are things that you are an interior designer. You are a creative. There are so many things that you could create. Maybe not that you have a lot of time to right this second because you're in a hustle phase of your business, but that you may already be doing or have already created that people want and need. So much time for Canva templates, right? Megan, you better get on that, girl. I already told her, okay, this was the other thing I told Megan is she did the stationery for Reach Retreat last year. She was the sponsor. She doesn't do stationery, guys, so don't reach out to her for stationery. Unless that's going to be her new additional stream of revenue, but I doubt it will be. But I was like, you could literally sell the Reach Retreat stationery templates. Not that I really want other people to have as cool a stationery as Reach Retreat, but like, you know how many Reach Retreats, or not retreat, there's not another Reach Retreat, but another retreat company that is missing that aspect, that luxurious feel and like style to their retreats that would never know how to do that or have the time, and that could elevate their experience and you could sell it as a package. There's just so much out there. So tell me your ideas. My brain is firing. So, but I want to wrap it up because I want to be able to have other people that join the group want to watch it. I think this was so good. We had about 25 minutes or so. Again, ask follow-up questions if you have them. Go and meet each other. Go chat, go brainstorm. Like that is my mission in life, is to be a master connector. So when I say this group is yours, it's ours. It's all of ours. So I don't have to be the only one that brings value here or asks questions or gets feedback. But I'm excited. Thank you for being a Ladies Conquering Goals. Thank you for coming to the training. I hope that it, gave you a little bit of insight, and if anything, got your wheels turning. And lastly, I think that's really it, guys. That's it. If you feel that you need help road mapping your passive income, you feel like you need help with the clarity aspect, and you want to pick my brain, let's have a strategy session. Let's see what, this is only for people who are serious, so don't go crazy booking them. But if you want to have a strategy session, I'll link it below. It's also on the website. We can see what it would look like to help you create multiple streams of revenue or passive income in your business in 2023. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon.